Much for that, Toya, and thank you so much for staying with CNN News 18. Over the next 1 hour, I'm going to be bringing you all the news that matters right here on the broadcast. We are beginning the top of 11 p.m. with some breaking news. Now, you might remember that the proceedings about same-sex marriages, observations are currently continuing in the apex court of the country. Now, we've been told that the union government has filed a fresh affidavit in the same-sex marriage petition before the apex court of the country. They are now seeking views of all the states and union territories on the granting of legal validation to same-sex marriages amid the Supreme Court hearing. So the Supreme Court has been petitioned by the union government that they implead the states and union territories as a party to the case since marriage is on the concurrent list. My colleague Ananya is joining us for more on this. Ananya, we have had one particular plea by the centre already before the Supreme Court where they had spoken about how the entire social ethos of the country is going to be disturbed if this is allowed in the country. Now they want states and union territories' views also to be taken into consideration. How is this going to be playing out in court?
Well, this is a very, very important stand that has been taken by the central government. And, constantly, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta was yesterday also pointing out that, this is a matter that is of a socio-economic importance. And that's the reason why, in fact, there has to be a study and there needs to be, in fact, the state's view has to be taken care of. And in fact, all of the states should be made a party to this particular case. And now, in this fresh affidavit, the same thing has been reiterated. And it has also been stated that if at all the Supreme Court does not want all of the states to be a party to this, then the central government should be let on its own complete the consultative process, and then the matter should be proceeded on with.
Okay, Ananya, and if you can take our viewers to what really happened, the observations that really dominated the proceedings yesterday in the apex court of the country, which way really is all this proceeding?
Well, this is something that we'll have to follow through the day today. And what happens and how would the bench be reacting to this fresh affidavit that's been filed by the central government? Because yesterday, the application of preliminary objection was not very well entertained by the bench. But what happens next in this case is something that is a matter of time, and we'll get to know very, very soon when the hearing actually begins. A short while from now.
Okay, Ananya, you have been following this story from the word go. There have been too many pleas before the apex court of the country against the legal validation of same-sex marriages. If you could take our viewers to the background of what are we looking at and the petitioners pro this entire case who had filed in their observations, their views yesterday in court. We seem to have lost that link with Ananya, but this is what has happened. The Supreme Court is going to be commencing the hearing on a bunch of at least 15 petitions regarding the legalization of same-sex marriages in India. And through the pleas, the petitioners are seeking wider constitutional entitlements that are based on the right to life and personal liberty and other related rights. So while the petitioners are being led by Senior Counsel Mukul Rohatgi, also the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta is representing the central government, which has repeatedly opposed the hearing on the ground that recognition of marriages in parliaments is actually the parliament's call as opposed to the court's call, the legislature's call. So that is something that is well within the ambit of the government and the Supreme Court. What really happens after this fresh affidavit has been filed by the union government is something that we'd have to wait and watch for. We're shifting our focus